Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're all doing okay. So welcome to this week's news video, weekly news video for what's going on in nullsec, what's going on in lowsec, and today it's predominantly covered. Probably nullsec is the. I know I'm goon, but nullsec is probably the most commonly covered areas of this because there's, as I said in the previous video, there's not a massive amount that goes on in high sec realistically, apart from wars and like griefing wars and stuff. Wormholes is kind of hard to get access to on solid information because you're only going to be able to get one side of the story, never mind someone else's, and I like to try and get both sides of the story. So what we're going to be looking at is drone lands, the development of drone lands, what's going on over there, some stuff that's SOV that's been taken, some fights that have been going on, and there's a lot of SOV reinforcing back and forth. There's a lot of alliance movement still, some unpredicted numbers on these alliance number movements, which is it's actually going beyond what I actually originally thought it was going to be. So that's hella interesting. And also there was a 1.5 trillion dread fight happened in Aquarius, which we are going to briefly look at. And then obviously I've of the video for that, which I'll link in the description below. But if you are new to the channel, guys, do consider subscribing, as trying to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the year, which we've got about a month left, and we are not far off it. We've got just under 500 to go, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you. And I do apologize, as there is going to be a bit more editing and cutting in this video because I am feeling a bit ill. I know, where is me? I've got a sniffle and it's not great, and yeah, so there is a bit of cutting and whatnot while I sneeze, and yeah, it's not great, but stick with it, guys. I hope it doesn't put you off too much, but I'll see you in the video. So as we look into Zekiel here, you can notice we did look at that Revenant in the last video, so we're not going to cover that one again, but we've got some more super carriers dying, and a little bit of information about those that we'll be able to look into just based on what we can see. And then we've got a couple structures to look at as well. So the Leviathan, which was a pandemic horde passing through Veil of the Silent. This guy, it looks like it was a dedicated Titan pilot. It lost 4 ships, which were all what was in there. So that was a dedicated Titan pilot that was made very recently, or it could have been No, that's the birthday of the character. So yeah, it was made very, very recently and looks like it was skill injected all the way into a Titan. And that's a lot of skill points, by the way, to be able to fly a Titan by just skill injecting. And so it looks like he got caught when he was moving. Sorry, just turning my phone on silent because it's just a beeped and it's quite annoying. I forgot to do that. So also, if I do sound a bit ill, it's ugh. Yeah, so that was that Horde Titan that had died, a dedicated Titan ult. Didn't even manage to get any kills with it. So this guy, Johnny Starfighter, he used to be in Pandemic Horde, and he was well known for flying around the ESS and killing stuff in his very fast Proteus. He was very, very good. Had a very, very fast Nano Proteus, and he was very good at killing people with it. And he looks like he got a Titan, either from asset safety, possibly asset safety, and started moving it, as you would not normally move a Titan with that fit, or lack thereof. Yeah, it looks like might have got it from an asset safety station, or he pulled it out of asset safety and he'd started jumping it towards where he needed it to go, and he got caught out because looks like he was at a moon. Now, it looks like he was at a moon, which we will double check this. Hang on. So I've just had a quick look off camera because I had to double check. That was at a moon, most likely in a pause, and it either got bumped out or caught mid after a jump, and it got dropped by these guys. So a lot of snuffed, a lot of Great Wildlands Conservation Society, and a load of other Black Ops guys. So he either got caught jumping from one system to a pause to get into the pause, which is what the Michael Warp Drive was for, or he strayed out of the pause, for example. Not sure how that would have happened, but it looks like to me he jumped to this and then got caught as he was outside the bubble, unfortunately. So this is another Pandemic Horde Titan that died on the way from the old space to the new. Wyvern, this guy again was Pandemic Horde. He was in Gemini, so you can tell he's Pandemic Horde because all his lost mails of about a while ago were in Horde. So he may well have left Horde and come back to the game in his Wyvern that was in Gemini. He was in an asteroid belt, but yeah. So he met where that was either logged off or docked. It may well of that station may well have been destroyed from when he logged off about a year or two, I think it was 2 years ago, it looked like. And then he joined the initiative and he got caught out, unfortunately, by PL with a lot of snuffed out again. And so Gemini, all the routes, as I said in a previous video, all the routes from drone lands over to initiative space are going to be camped. That includes all the null sec, all the low sec is going to be camped. And I will prove that to you in the next one. So this Nyx, Pandemic Horde Nyx, that was the station, as I showed in another video, that was the asset safety station where all the ICE assets from Horde space are going to go. This guy undocked, and he was met with 115 fraternity guys. I mean, there was a couple of the Winterco guys, but there was a few other mixed in there that were just obviously come there to camp the system. But as I said, this system is going to be hell camped, or well, not hell camped, but it's going to be heavily camped for the next at least 6 months to a year while people slowly try and get their assets out. So it looks like it's all Winterco that have come into, apart from a couple of the guys, but it looks like Winterco have come in and they are twisting the knife with Horde and killing anything and any capital or any super capital that is undocking from the asset safety station. They lost a hell in Gemini to snuffed out again. They are eating well this time of year. They are eating very, very well. Also dark side, which is nice. So they caught this guy. Not sure. It looks like he was at a moon, whether that was at a Citadel and he'd been bumped off, or he just logged in after God knows how long had been away, or not how long had been away, sorry. Apologies. Looks like he'd either been bumped off Tether, or he was moving it himself and he got caught by snuffed out, because Gemini is a heavily camped area because of the NPC stations that are in there. You can stage bops out of it and dreadnoughts out of it, no issue whatsoever. Then we move up to a couple structures that we want to look at. So Angry Miners Alliance have lost a Satoyo out in Cobalt Edge, which is the very top right corner of the map. Just quickly. So Cobalt Edge is up in the top right corner of the map. It is we are going to come round to Eve Maps and Dotland in a minute. So that they have got some space up there, and they looks like Hard Knocks, Laserhawks, and their friends have set up shop in Cobalt Edge, and they are destroying everything and anything that gets anchored. Which these guys have been losing not a lot of stuff. I don't want to say a lot of stuff. I mean, these guys looks like they were wormholes, or they did have a wormhole at some point. But they've been losing Dreads, Balgons, Cenotaphs, all to Hard Knock Citizens, Laserhawks. So from what you can see up in Cobalt Edge, Hard Knocks and Laserhawks and all the coalition of people that are in there. So Hard Knocks and Laserhawks have a coalition in wormhole space, and I can't remember how many alliances there are off the top of my head. There's a few, but they've all been like farming content up in Cobalt Edge. They've got supers and stuff logged up. Laserhawks and Hard Knocks have got supers and stuff logged off up there, so they can counter drop and do all that kind of stuff. But they've been really hitting these guys hard. So that's what's going on with that Satoyo, and looks like Mimitar Fleet Alliance, because they've now taken Sov out in which region is it? It is Ethereum Reach, I believe. They've got some in Ethereum Reach. They're still predominantly in low sec, but looks like they're taking Sov in null sec as a bit of a side gig, or they may well be looking to fully move to null sec in the future, or just have nullsec as money making space and then use low sec for all their PvP. But we shall see how this folds out over the next few months. So that was that Citadel and that Citadel as well. Similar, you know, same alliance, and just Deepwater Hooligans and all these guys are shooting Citadels, unless they are shooting their own structures, unless they're just whoring on the kill mail, which may well be a thing. Mercenaries, Sands, their wormholers. Okay. Primitar Fleet Associates as well. Looks like there was a lot of stuff was on there. So 265 people were killing this Citadel. Not 100% sure why they were. Some of their own alliance members were destroying it, but it may well just been sacrificial. Not 100% sure on that one. So from here, we're going to move on to Dotlan and look at alliance movements and look at some SOV that's been changing. That's changing up in in Droneland. So let's flip over to that one. So as we're flipping over to Dotlan, we are going to be looking at the sovereignty campaigns to start with. There's quite a lot of things going on here. So as you know, Horde are still having all their stuff taken because they're no longer there. They're not defending it. They're not trying to defend it. So all their SOV is slowly being taken as these alliances are moving in, filling out the space they've got, or setting up the space they've got, then taking a couple more systems, like sort of creeping over. If it was to happen en masse, then you would have seen hundreds of systems in here in one go. But it's all been slowly crept forward, which is... I suppose that would kind of suggest the growth of these alliances that are in there. They've got recruitment plans, and as these plans are made for recruitment and as people are coming in, they are expanding their space to suit what they need. And as they are, you know, getting used to how the SOV works and how much space they're going to need, they're learning what systems are valuable for what, especially after Equinox. It's not just take a system and then you pay the SOV bill every month. There's a lot more to it now. It's more top-down kind of gameplay to be had with nullsec. So as you can see, we got Great Wildlands Conservation Society. They are taking some. They've actually got some stuff in Tosist as well in the Spire, which. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, so there's a lot going on here. We are going to come back to that in a minute. So Stack and Universe as well. They are a holding alliance for Hold My Probes, I believe. I think I'm right with that one. 99% sure I am. Red Alliance. They are wanting to try and take SOV Inspire, but again, that's we're going to look at in a minute. So there's no surprise that a lot of Slice and Horde and Northern Coalition SOV is still being taken, because that's been taken on a need basis. So if an alliance needs a bit more space, they're taking it off them. There's no real issue with delaying taking. There's no need to just mass Intosis at all, because you might not need that much space. So it's good that they're, you know, evaluating how much space and how much they're going to need, and how much resources each system needs and provides, for example, for upgrades. So it's good to see that obviously they're expanding based on what they need, which is good to see. So we're going to come away from the SOV. We're going to move on to alliance movements. So no surprise here, Horde have lost a lot of people. The Horde have lost another 3,800 people, which brings them down to 18,000, just under 18,500 members. I expected them to go down to 23,000. I didn't expect them to go down this low, but I'm sure that will start flattening out once you know they get once everyone has logged back in there and moved around and gone to all the different, because they're all still spreading out at the minute. Some of them are deciding they don't want to be in Horde anymore. They want to try something new. Even quite a few goons have not like a huge amount, but have decided we're going to go and try different kind of gameplay, like wormholes or Pochfern or something like that. So people are moving around, and with the collapse of Horde, it has created a power vacuum over in Dronelands, which is going to be self-leveling eventually. It's going to level out eventually. But with not having our main enemy to our right, just to our right hand side on our borders, people are now looking around thinking, I might try something else for a bit while there's not that much going on, and come back for a big war kicks off, for example. So Horde are down to there. Fraternity have gained quite a few members. But if we look at the last 30 days, so Fraternity have benefited the most out of Horde collapsing because they've gained 7,000 members. And that's probably more like Horde, not all Horde members... Not all Horde members like Goons in any way, shape, or form. So they are obviously going to go to the opposite of Goons, which would be Fraternity. Some have gone to quite a lot have gone to Initiative. Goons Swarm have gained 2,500 in 30 days, but Fraternity have gained a lot, 7,000. But it's probably also down to them being closer as well. Well, not closer, but a lot of Slice and NC and a lot of PanFam went to Fraternity, so it's probably only right that they join Winter Coalition as well. So, like Test Alliance have gained a fair few members, Pandemic Legion have gained some, so a lot of Winter Co have benefited from Horde's collapse. But it is, as I said, it is nice to see them spreading out a bit. So some have got the Initiative, Insidious, Dawn's Light, and they've all spread out a bit, which is good to see. They haven't all just chosen to jump to one group. So that is the alliance movements for the last 7 and 30 days. So there's a lot of movement still. There is still a lot of movements going on. So I think that will probably still be like this for at least another 2 to 3 weeks. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. So Calaver Expanse then, which is now Slow Children at Play. And I do want to just say that I have got the leader of Slow Children at Play is going to be coming on and talking to me in an interview later this week. So I'm really looking forward to that because they did live in Omist, which if we just open a new tab here, Omist, they have Slow and Brotherhood of Spaces. Their space is... They're no longer living there. They've abandoned it, basically. They've said to Imperium that we can have that if we want, or I don't think anyone else is going to want to come and live here, just because of where it is based on the map, which is right tucked behind Imperium. So those guys have branched out and they have head out to... They've head out up here. So we've got, as I said, Slow Children at Play up here. You've got Ethereum Reach, which has Mimitar Fleet Alliance, Game Theory, is it? Yep, Game Theory. Horde space is being reinforced there and taken. Slice space still holds here. These guys will probably end up losing their space soon as these guys start recruitment drives and getting more people in, figuring out how much of what space they need to function, and so on. So you do have, again, these guys, Rogue Capel, they are on the border of Great Wildlands, which makes sense because Great Wildlands is NPC null and it's easy to get stuff in and out of where stations are. And Big Ab, who are Deepwater Hooligans, are down here. We have the GTAC Q gate into our space, and that's not going to be changed because we've got a Keepstar in there. But big Deepwater Hooligans have taken here. So you've got two predominantly low-sec groups in here. At least 2 predominantly low-sec. So Mimitar Fleet Alliance and Deepwater Hooligans. And, well, Deepwater Hooligans aren't predominantly low-sec. They have been of late, but they are quite nomadic. They pretty much hit out in null-sec with dreads and stuff like that, and they also hit out a lot in low-sec. So, it's kind of a multi-role group. And I've actually got someone from Big Ab from Deepwater Hooligans coming on as well, which is cool. I've managed to get a few people lined up for these Alliance Leader interviews because I know you guys enjoy them. So we've got a few of those in the line now. The Spire, this is where it gets a bit spicy. So Great Wildlands Conservation Society are fighting it out with Red Alliance. And who else is that? Oh, that's NC space. That's not going to be that's not going to be defended. So Great Wildlands Conservation Society look like they're on track to take the whole region. They are on track to take the whole region. And Red Alliance did try and move in here to try and take some space here for themselves, but I don't think these guys liked it. And Brotherhood of Spaces, they came down and fought them a bit as well. I don't think they were a fan of Red Alliance just jumping in and assuming that to take the space there, which, obviously it's all free for everyone, isn't it? So, you can go and give it a try, but if you're going to try and take space like this, you are going to have to defend it. Yeah. Not everyone will just let you become a neighbour. If these guys have got plans to take over this whole region, then they're going to defend the whole region. It's that simple. Outer Passage, again, it's predominantly still reinforced. There's not too much happening around here. So you got some smaller groups coming in. So you got some small groups in here. So there are Project Oasis, who have 21 members. So possibly a brand new alliance. RGBB, Red Gang Bang Bang. Some of these names. So you got Luna, who aren't actually that small with 400 members, but they're not exactly a big alliance. Got these guys who are 3 members. Again, these guys might have just set up the alliance. They might have lived there previously. They might be residents there already and have all that, not all their stuff, but have a lot of stuff there. And they thought, well, we're not moving. We're going to make our own alliance and stay living here, you know? So that could be what's happening with these guys. Horde space is still being taken, still being reinforced and going to be taken over. There you got Zerg spawner, and yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of soft changes going on because obviously none of it's being defended, so it's kind of like grab it while you can. So Shadow Cartel, a long time old alliance. They live in Oasa alongside Siege Green, and you got Boss there poking the head in up the top left there. So you got Siege Green, Shadow Cartel, and Kugger was here, who is a 27-man alliance. I'm pretty sure they are a holding group for someone, but I can't remember who. And they've still got quite a lot of Horde space to take over yet, so there's still quite a bit in Oasa that's ready to be taken. So Peregrine Falls, we've got Brotherhood of Spaces Alliance, who are also the Borg Armada, 20 members. And you've got Loom, who is Warping the Pattern, again, 53 members. There's a lot of small alliances here, and the fact that they've got some space and they can grow and say, look, advertise, we've got space here, come join us, you'll have nullsec ratting, you'll have nullsec mining, you'll have PvP, you know, it's a good thing to add onto your advert, realistically. These guys are a wormhole group, I believe. I've been told they are a wormhole group, so yeah, I'm not sure what wormholes want with nullsec, but it could be, you know, an alternative thing. So they have wormholes for PvP, and then they've got nullsec as a bit of ratting, a bit of farming, for example, gathering materials, or they might even be using it for a few citadels so they can set up and do black ops all over the region. Don't know, but I'm not 100% sure why wormholes want nullsec space. Off the top of my head, I can't think, but the only logical reason is if you've got a wormhole with a nullsec static. If you've got a wormhole with a nullsec static and you can keep rolling that static to get somewhere near where your stuff is, it's easier to get stuff in and out of a wormhole through nullsec that way. That's the only reasons I can think of them wanting it. So again, Malpay is, so you've got again FFEW Associates. So a lot of these groups are quite small. Put the fries in the bag, I've seen them around. You've got UA Fleets Holding, 13 members. So again, that says it in its name, holding. Same as the Capybaras, they're a holding alliance. And excuse me. So you've got Gentlemen's Club, who are taking a bit more NC space up here and down here. There is more Siege Green here. We've got some more guys who like put fries in the bag. You've got Meta Reloaded, again, holding group. So there's a lot of holding groups, a lot of alliances moving in, and a lot of small alliances, which to me either says it's people that used to live there starting their own alliance to see how it goes, or people have seen it going on and think, oh, I'll just go and give nullsec a try. So Cobalt Edge is predominantly Hard Knocks. So Hard Knocks executives, who are the alt alliance of Hard Knock Citizens, which is a wormhole group with Laserhawks. So Laserhawks and Hard Knocks and other members of their wormhole coalition have been quite active in this region. They do have a lot of supers and stuff out here, so I've been told. They have quite a lot of supers and all that stuff out in, and probably even Titans. I mean, they might be using this space to build Titans and supers, because you can't get those in wormholes, and then once they've got enough, they might try and, you know, put a hard, solid defense at try and keeping this for as long as possible, which they are very capable alliances, so whoever comes to fight these will have quite a fight on the hand, because the Blue Coalition, I don't know what the coalition's called. If someone does, let me know in the comments. But like Laserhawks, Hard Knocks, and so on, that would be a hell of a fight to go up against. So yeah. Now that brings us to the end of Dotlan, and the last thing we're going to look at today, because as there's not, apart from alliances moving around, like actual members moving around and Sov being taken and whatnot, Dronelands is kind of the highlight of the news at the minute. There isn't a huge amount going on elsewhere. So the last thing we're going to look at is a brawl that happened in ATAC B in Aquarius. Now this brawl was, I believe, yeah, so this was basically a fight over some Sov in the north of Aquarius. And this, I mean, Goons came to third party in a little Kiki fleet and they got absolutely deleted, as to be expected. But the whole fight was a 1.5 trillion in losses for Phoenix Coalition. Fraternity are on there because from what Only Fleets guys saw, their Fraternity were not too far from Phoenix Co, and they actually came and left grid at the same time as Phoenix Coalition, so there's kind of some suspected ties there. Whether or not that's true is yet to behold, but we will find out and we'll try and do some digging and see what's going on there. I've got my suspicions about this as well, but again, they are just suspicions. Only Fleets formed a very good and well, they did very, very well in this fight. Very, very well in this fight to come out with only 370 billion in losses versus 1.1 trillion in losses. So that fight is, it was a good fight. I've watched the video. I will be putting a link to the video under the video, so you can go and watch that yourself and have a look at the whole fight. It was quite the fight, to be honest. Quite the fight indeed, with a lot. See, this is what fights are about. Get some dreads in, get some like nearly 1.5 trillion in destruction. Like a good fight. There's not much more to say about it. It was a good fight. Everyone had fun. Even the exec of one of the execs of Phoenix Coalition got on Discord and admitted, you know what? Yeah, we didn't do great, got our asses kicked, but it was fun and it was like some learning. What did he say here? It was the good things to learn from, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it looks like everyone had a really good time with that. So thank you for watching, guys. And as I said, I am going to put that video down below so you can click and go and watch that and see what the dread fight looked like. But thank you for watching this time. Sorry it's been a bit shorter due to me feeling I utter death, but I thought I'd still try and get this video out for you. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.